At Company of Angels, we acknowledge the land on which we work and the traditional custodians of this land, the Gabrielino Tongva Nation. We give our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We honor the Gabrielino Tongva people, whose lands, winds, and waters we all now share, and their ancient and enduring cultures. This land was the home of storytelling long before Company of Angels existed, and we are privileged and grateful to share our stories here today.
Company of Angels is dedicated to creating theater that is deeply connected to its community. We share and help give a voice to the many stories that exist in said community. Through a collective of actors, directors, playwrights, designers, and administrators, our company forges ongoing and meaningful relationships with the residents of Los Angeles. Company of Angels artists embrace the responsibility to face the darkness, tell the truth, and bring forth to light. We take action by raising our voices and demand justice for George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. We say their names, sadly holding a long list of others in our hearts, to continually educate ourselves on how to confront problematic racial patterns in our own lives and work. We stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement and send love to our Los Angeles community.
Welcome everybody to Company of Angels Asian night. We are going to focus on hate is a virus, love is the cure, and tonight we have a special focus on the AAPI community, which is the Asian American Pacific Islander community. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I would like to introduce Luis Sanchez, who is our Associate Artistic Director.
Thank you, Corinne. Very happy to be here this evening. So Company of Angels is Los Angeles' oldest repertory theater, and we're very honored to be located at the Legacy LA facility in Boyle Heights area of Los Angeles. In addition to providing and promoting Los Angeles playwrights, plays, performances, and events, we are committed to serve our neighboring communities and residents of Boyle Heights, East LA, downtown, and South Los Angeles. We do this by providing a spoken word poetry program that works with youth, a Halo project program that engages the working poor, disenfranchised, and under-resourced adults and seniors in the art of performance to express the challenges and celebrations of living in Los Angeles, and providing tonight's Angel City Improv that you are joining here, a program that not only provides an opportunity for up-and-coming comedic artists, but also provides a spotlight on other social service, youth, and activist community organizations that serve the same communities that Company of Angels serves. So thank you all for being here with us. For tonight, you are also an angel, and we welcome your support. And now I'm very happy to introduce our most talented and courageous and beautiful angel, Artistic Director Armando Molina.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Hey, everybody, welcome to this lovely warm Thursday evening in Los Angeles. I just wanted to talk briefly about what's coming up, what to keep your eyes and ears open for some programming, some really great shows that are coming up in the next few months. The first will be our resident playwright from our playwrights group, who runs the playwrights group, Tomador Alaquil, has a play called Traffic Report that'll be directed by Kila Kitu, a longtime member of Company of Angels, and she's come back to direct that play mid-July. Look for that. We'll send things to remind you. After that, in the later part of July, our playwrights group that I just mentioned that Tomador co-runs with John Dubiel, wonderful group. They have been writing plays for the last almost a year now, and the culminating first read-through, first presentation to the public will be presented in mid to late July. So look for that also in your email inbox. And lastly, we are producing a play that is going to be filmed. So it's going to be theater and film kind of marriage. Hopefully the last of that in this COVID, year and a half so far. It's a play called Lolo by Chris Banda, also directed by a COA member that we love so much, Justin Ewan, and that'll be in late September, early October. So look for that. And now, without much further ado, I'd like to introduce the fantastic leaders of the Asian Youth Center, which we collaborate for this presentation. We're so honored to be associated with them tonight. We have Michelle Freeridge, the executive director, and Sabrina Chu, who's development and grants manager. Fantastic leaders. Please welcome them on board, and they'll say hi. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for having us. Tintin, you want to go ahead and give us the PowerPoint? All right. So as they introduced me, I'm Michelle Freeridge. I'm the Executive Director of the Asian Youth Center. AYC has been around for 32 years now. We were founded back in 1989. In the San Gabriel Valley. Our mission is to empower low-income, immigrant, and at-risk youth of all communities to overcome barriers to success through culturally and linguistically competent education, employment, and social services. And we got our start in the San Gabriel Valley back 32 years ago when there was a lot of Asian immigration to the area. But there was not a lot of cultural competency or language competency. And so we were started with a small grant from the United Way Foundation. And our founders were a Alhambra school district teacher named May L. Toe. And then City Councilwoman Judy Chu, who is now a Congresswoman, was our founding board president. So the two of them got the program up and running, doing after-school programming, parent education, parent outreach, and support. And over the years, the organization has just grown and changed. We've expanded into the entire San Gabriel Valley, East Los Angeles, South LA, and also up into the Antelope Valley. And go ahead and go to the next slide. We last year we served a little over 1,900 unduplicated individuals. About half were youth and half were parents and adults. And if you look at the ethnic breakdown of who we serve, about 43% last year were Asian Pacific Islander, about 33% Hispanic, about 15% African American, and then everybody else. So we've been able to really expand our programs and services and become culturally competent in other communities while remaining committed and connected and culturally competent with the Asian community in the San Gabriel Valley. So our services are provided in Mandarin, Cantonese, Vietnamese, Spanish, and English. And we work with a whole range of youth, starting from pre-K, going all the way up to youth ages 25, and work, of course, with their families, their parents, because the family is a big part of how youth succeed. So AYC's board of directors is composed of 23 community leaders. Ricky Choi is our current president. Brian Chow, our first vice president, is also a former youth participant in our after-school programming. Elizabeth Yang, Steve Arce, and Jean Harris. So we have a very diverse board of directors that's representative of the communities that we serve. And our programs are really kind of broken down into 4 different departments: education enrichment services, youth and family services, community outreach and education, and employment services. And Sabrina is going to tell you all about education enrichment services.
Sure. Thank you, Michelle. So our Educational Enrichment Services, EES department, is our largest department. As somebody who actually started off in direct services as a tutor in EES, I can tell you that we have some really great programs. So the ES department provides low-income and immigrant youth ages 5 through 18 with much needed after-school and summer programming. Last year, AYC served 1,075 unduplicated youth in elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools in the Alhambra Unified School District, Los Angeles Unified School District, and the San Gabriel Unified School District. One of our core programs is our after-school programming that serves K through 8 at campuses on site at the Unified School District and San Gabriel Unified School District. They have an academic focus and supplemental instruction in English language arts, math, as well as providing STEAM, that's science, technology, engineering, art, and math activities, and health workshops to promote healthy living among youth. Participating youth also receive homework assistance in all academic subjects, college and career prep, mentoring, and they get to participate in youth development activities. And many of our tutors are bilingual, so they speak, they serve the students in English and one other language, including Chinese Mandarin, Chinese Cantonese, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Our Youth and Parent Leadership Development Department or programs take place on high school dream centers in LAUSD and Alhambra AUSD. They provide individual and small group tutoring, leadership development, and college access support students to underserved immigrant and undocumented youth of color and their families. They also currently help organize legal clinics for undocumented youth and families, food delivery services to students and families in the Dream Center program, and rental assistance to address housing needs. Last year, we reached 439 unduplicated students through our YPLD program. And the EES department also oversees our emergency food program, which has existed for over 10 years in partnership with the LA Regional Food Bank, but it had remained relatively small until the past year when we had to scale it up to meet the increasing needs of low-income immigrant families in the community for basic necessities such as food, personal protective equipment, PPE, and personal hygiene items. In January 2020, the program distributed 1,800 meals, and that was before the Safer at Home order. And by August 2020, our distributions had increased to more than 60,000 meals at the end of the month. From March 2020 to March 2020, that whole year, we have distributed a total of over 400,000 meals to low-income families.
Nice.
One of our clients, so many of our clients are actually elderly API folks, and one of them is Miss Yang Ho. She's in her 70s, and she shared with AYC staff that she loves to come to AYC to get food because it's one of the only times she feels comfortable getting out of the house. She appreciates that the flyers, handouts, all the materials are in Chinese, as well as the Chinese-speaking staff. Since she has gone to other food pantries but has not been able to communicate well due to the language barrier. So many of our food staff are also bilingual. They deliver services in English or another language, such as Cantonese, Mandarin, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And I'm going to hand it back to Michelle.
Great, thank you. So the Youth and Family Services Department provides youth diversion, gang intervention, reentry intensive case management services, and other types of social services for high-risk youth and other types of high-risk individuals. The Youth and Diversion and Development Program is the kind of newest program, and it's really the future of where youth programming is headed with the juvenile justice system. We're moving into more of a diversion focus with restorative justice and social justice components, so that if kids do get into trouble, they have an opportunity to participate in programming and services rather than be arrested and have it show on their record right away. The Gang Intervention Program is a social emotional learning program that helps youth identify the thinking patterns that make it easier for them to stay out of gangs and to make good decisions and stay out of trouble. Next slide, please. And then, of course, reentry intensive case management services is reentry services for people who have been previously incarcerated, to help them reintegrate back into society, to provide assistance with accessing health, mental health, housing, workforce, and other kinds of services. Next slide. Matt Jones, one of the clients, says he benefited so much from AYC's Reentry Case Management Services program. After 20 years in prison, he arrived back in the community with nothing but the clothes on his back. His caseworker provided essential needs such as clothing, hygiene kits, personal protective equipment, and helped him stay safe as he continued to work with AYC on his path to reentry. Sabrina's going to tell you about, go ahead, community
Sure.
outreach.
So our community outreach services provide education and information in Chinese and Spanish. Last year, our services reached 483 unduplicated individuals. And in addition, this department served many of the youth, families, and adults enrolled in other AYC programs, and have reached over 25,000 community members with information through in-language press and community event outreach. Many of those topics include utility consumer education, 2020 census participation, voter registration, earned income tax credit, and our CLIP program, connecting low-income families to broadband access. Our most recent project is our COVID-19 education outreach, which has reached more than 8,000 contacts since November 2020. And our community outreach and education is also working on some projects to address anti-AAPI hate, which I will go over later on.
Youth Employment Services is the smallest program at AYC, but we are providing job readiness training, skills, paid placement, and then assistance helping youth find employment. If you think back to the first job that you got when you were a youth, it was usually with someone who was a friend of your parents or somebody that you knew in your neighborhood. And one of the real challenges for immigrant families and low-income families is that lack of access to mentors and a network, a social network that can provide those first jobs that give you that on-the-job training to learn how to be an employee, learn how to interview, learn how to do the things that we all as adults kind of take for granted that we know how to do when we start a new job, how to learn, how to communicate, how to ask questions, all of that kind of stuff. So we do this, last year we served 79 youth with this programming, 63 successfully completed reentry education and employment. 16 successfully completed the job training program. 6 of those youth completed vocational training, high school completion, GED, or they enrolled in post-secondary education or found permanent employment. So AYC has been going through the process of doing a community needs assessment and implementing a brand new strategic plan. Our plan has decided to focus for the next 3 years on the 6 program focuses that you see on the slide. Basic needs programming, because we anticipate that the impact of the pandemic is going to continue to negatively impact the low-income community. After school education enrichment programming, employment, vocational training for youth, diversity, equity, and inclusion education and social justice issues, and social emotional learning programs for youth. Finally, we're going to continue to provide services in the reentry and diversion area.
So AYC has been engaging in numerous strategies and actions to address anti-Asian hate and safety concerns. One is continuing to provide our community with emergency services. Safety also comes in the form of access to food, to housing, and other services in a safe environment. And AYC continues to provide a lot of those services in a safe environment at AYC with staff that are culturally competent and speak the language that our clients also speak. Two, we're also compiling and sharing anti-hate resources on our website through social media and in person through passing out materials in our in-person services. So a lot of those resources can be found at our website, aycla.org. Finally, we're collaborating with our local partners, local businesses, and neighbors to keep our communities safe. Through our community outreach program, we are being responsive to community needs and engaging in partnerships, conversations, and collaboration with our neighbors. We're planning to distribute a survey that will assess the perceptions of safety of anti-Asian hate and identify community needs in the areas that we serve. And the results are projected to be shared and disseminated so it can inform AYC's work moving forward, as well as be accessible to other local organizations and local leaders.
So, how you can help? You can donate. Yay, we love donations. AYC is dependent on the goodwill, of course, of donors, foundations, corporate contributions, and we do get some government funding as well. You can also sign up to volunteer, although right now we're not accepting any more virtual volunteers or in-person volunteers. We're actually redirecting all of our volunteers to an organization called Compassion SGV. And you can look them up at compassionsgv.org. If you want to volunteer in person, they're providing an accompaniment service to vulnerable members of the Asian community who are afraid to go out in public and do the things that they would normally do. So that's a great organization that we're redirecting all of the volunteer resources toward. Other ways to help us out: if you're shopping on Amazon, you can list us as your Amazon Smile partner. You can do a text and give. You can do in-kind donations. As Sabrina was saying earlier, we're distributing literally tons of food, redistributing tons of food to low-income families. And so we have a wish list of certain types of food items that are really healthy for people that we always need, and you can order it online and have it delivered to our door, or you can call us and you can schedule a time to drop it off, because all in-person contacts have to be scheduled so that they're socially distant and it keeps everybody safe. So for more information, you can check us out. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Our website is www.aycla.org. And you can also get in touch with us by emailing at DEV for development at aycla.org. And I think we have a video to show you about our emergency food program.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Michelle and Sabrina. That was such a wonderful presentation. And it's so nice to hear that your youth clients come back to your organization,
I know, right?
Such as your board member. How wonderful. Now, we just saw your presentation, but where can our viewers make an appointment for your emergency food program?
They have to call that phone number to schedule the appointment in advance, but they can usually schedule it within the next 3 business days or so. Do you have the phone number handy, Sabrina?
Tintin,
yes,
can you put it on? Sorry.
If you share my screen, the number should be there.
There we go, 626-662-0207.
And also, is that the number they can call if they would like services for adults and youth?
So for services, the other types of programs and services, there's a lot of information on our website. And there's actually like registration and enrollment on the website too, in language, in the forms that they can just type right into. But if for some reason they don't have internet access and phone call is the only thing you can do, call that phone number. And if a different person needs to talk to you, we'll take a message. Somebody will call you back. We'll make sure we connect you.
Thank you. Tintin, can you please put up the Asian Youth Center's website? That way our viewers can access and register, just like Michelle said, for their services. And thank you so much for that very comprehensive Stop AAPI Hate resource page on your website. It's everything from mental health to events, and it's so comprehensive. So it looks like you're adding to it on a regular basis.
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis. So it really is a resource for the AAPI community. So if you're looking for more resources on that, please visit their website. And I just want to thank you both so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We'd love to have you back anytime. Anytime. Well, as we've mentioned, today's focus is on the AAPI community, and there is an organization that I would like to share with you. It is #HateIsAVirus, and unfortunately, they were unable to join us tonight, but they did ask me to read a statement from them. It's a little bit about their organization. Thank you, Tintin. That is their website, www.hateisavirus.org. Hate is a Virus is a nonprofit community of mobilizers and amplifiers to dismantle racism and hate. A movement started in 2020, Hate is a Virus continues to amplify, educate, and activate AAPIs to stand for justice and equality in solidarity with other communities. They do this by mobilizing their community to participate in local and national campaigns, create safe spaces for dialogue and education, and provide actionable steps and funding in partnership with trusted community leaders and organizations. Their latest initiative is the Community Action Fund, an effort to raise $1 million to give back to local and national community organizations, providing pivotal services and programs for our community. This includes programs related to mental health, community-based solutions for safety, representation, solidarity building, and so much more. So when you have a chance, please visit this website here, hateisavirus.org. Thank you so much for your support. #HateIsAVirus. We thank you so much for being with us. And now it is time for some comedy. It is time for Angel City Improv. As you know, we like to have some comedy in the middle of our show. Let's bring our team on. And I'm going to ask all of you to chat some suggestions to us so that our players can use them in their scenes. The very first suggestion I'm going to ask you for is a relationship. What's a type of relationship? It could be parent, child, or it could be employee, employer, anything. And then Tintin will take your suggestion and put it on our screen. And then Mildred and Juliana are going to be in this first scene. So it takes there's a little bit of time. There's a little lag between the time that you see us and then chat, and then we receive it, and then we type it on our screen. But okay. Step siblings. Okay, so Juliana and Mildred, I'm going to ask you to come on to our virtual stage. Now, every day in life, we all are paying attention to status. Sometimes we measure ourselves against other people, and sometimes they measure themselves against us. But what's really interesting in life is when that status shifts. And that's what we're going to see in our scene today. So, Mildred, I'm going to ask you to start the scene as high status. Juliana, you're going to start as low status. And then we will see as the scene progresses how that status shifts. Thank you. You are step siblings.
Petra, how are you, my love?
I'm doing okay, Sonia.
Ah, I never thought I was going to be the kind of person who loved a Porsche, but when I drove up to your tiny house, I thought, this is really kind of boss.
I know I heard your Porsche revving down the street and I ran out as fast as I could, Sonia. I've always been so thankful to you as the greatest big sister in this program. You're so great.
Oh, and it actually wasn't my Porsche that you heard because it's like a, "Ooh." It doesn't even really make a
Oh.
sound. I mean, and that's actually helpful because I don't know if the people around in Echo Park would really kind of dig that with everything that's been going on. You know what I mean? It might make people feel bad,
Yeah.
understandable since it's the deluxe model, you know?
And my tiny house just, I guess it wasn't your car that made it shake. Was it the earthquake that
Nah.
just happened? No? Oh,
Nah,
Sonia.
it wasn't the car. It wasn't the car. It's just with everything that's going on in Echo Park and, around the whole city, there's like a lot of unrest. And your house is
Mm-hmm.
probably just reacting. I'm looking forward to the day when you can be in an apartment again.
I know, me too. But I do hope that I get that stimulus check that's supposed to come from the state of California. I think it'll come and I think I'll be okay. But
Do you
Sonia,
really do you really need a stimulus check, or would it be better for you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps? When I get into that car, I think about like when we were in foster care and like I went to school, then I went to grad school and you kind of like fell off. And I'm thinking the way for you to get back on would really be to like just get in there, outwork everybody, and just do your thing, Petra. Just do it. Do it.
it's always
Do it,
so
do it, do it.
hard. I try to do it. Right, but there was that one time, remember, where when I did do it and then you took my paper.
In the lives of many successful people, there's kind of let me just tell you a story to kind of encapsulate this.
Uh-huh,
Steven
uh-huh.
Spielberg lied about his age and he got this fellowship and that turned out to be the thing that really like got him like woo going, you know what I mean? So when I took your thing, it didn't really like it wasn't really well,
Uh-huh.
I guess if you had gotten it instead, maybe things might be a little bit different, but still, you haven't been applying yourself. I know it's hard in a tiny house. I know it's hard when you don't have a job. I know it's hard when you don't have a car. I know it's hard when you don't have a bus pass.
But you coming with your car to help me out is the biggest help in the world that could happen. And I
Thank
appreciate that,
you.
Sonia. I'm this job interview that you're taking me to, I just know it's gonna help me out. I
You're
just,
going to rock it as long as you just remember outwork, outlast, outperform.
outwork, outlast, outperform, and lie.
Yes.
And lie. Okay, but if I get caught in my lie,
Bringing up the lie kind of makes me feel a little bit down. I may need to go back to the Porsche for a second to kind of lift myself up. But I do admit that it was wrong what I did.
and when you took my paper and you turned it in and you got the fellowship over me, it just really, it set you off in your future. And I'm glad you acknowledge that you did take it, and it's taken this long for you to actually acknowledge that.
It uh, you have a point. It has been a long time. I mean, like 4 years of college and then 4 years of grad school. It was kind of a long time. And that fellowship was like amazing. I mean,
That fellowship got you into Yale. It got you into the grad school.
it did. Um, and I know you didn't really have the easiest chance. I mean, like once we turned homeless, I was able to stay in New Haven and I guess I never really followed up with what you were doing. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
It's okay,
Um,
Sonia. I followed everything you did.
you did?
Mm-hmm. and how the boss took you out when you won the fellowship. And they congratulated you on that epic piece that you wrote about homelessness. It sounded so much like my words, Sonia.
You haven't ever mentioned that to anybody, have you?
Not yet.
You know what? Outperform, outwork, outlast. Like that's the way I was taught. That's what I really believed. But now that you've talked to me, I realize that I owe you a debt.
And I realized that you have a position open at your firm, Sonia.
Oh my God, I would be so scared to ask. I mean, for somebody with just like high school, I don't know if, but we're stepsisters. We're together forever, and I'll
Sonia and
try.
Petra forever.
And but if you came, you wouldn't like mention any of this, would you? Because I signed a
Oh,
morals clause.
yeah. No, never, never, Sonia. I would never mention this.
Oh my gosh, maybe.
I mean, it does seem like, you have 2 Porsches. And maybe if I wasn't so tired and, walking around everywhere,
But
I
one is
could.
kind of like my sporty one, and one is kind of like my day to day one.
Yeah.
But but on the other hand, though, I could live with one. I could live with one.
And I think I could live with the secret for the rest of my life.
Oh, that is so boss. That is so boss. Well, you know what? I will just take public transit home and embrace my stepsister's experience and go to my chalet up at, right above Chateau Marmont.
Oh, and you're going to your chalet? Does that mean your little townhouse in the city? That one, the one you rarely use, the one that you
The one
hate going to because
downtown.
it Yeah, because
Wow, that's a really
yeah.
good one. It's like right off the like expo line, so convenient, nightlife, everything's happening, everything's popping. Uh,
Don't you think a Porsche just needs to be parked there? Just needs to be the nightlife needs to be
like
enjoyed every day by
like
someone who might need.
your Porsche? I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
not a whole lot to do around here, in the little tiny house, I guess. Well, Petra, you know what? Take the house. You know what? You've got the house. I mean, I still have 3 left, but you've got it, babe. You are my
I
stepsister forever.
I knew I kept you around for a reason, Sonia.
Love you.
Oh, sisterly love. I just love it. Sibling love. Thank you both so much. And so that is how status shifts in our everyday life. Thank you both so much for that. Okay, we're going to play a game now. Now, we've never done this on live stream, but we're going to try. We usually do it on stage, but all right. We need Tintin to come in, and we need Heidi, Jason, and JJ, and Raul. Okay. Where's Tintin?
And
All
you
right.
need me?
So
Hi.
we do need you. Okay. So we're going to play a guessing game, and we're going to send somebody out of the room. Jason, raise your hand for me, please, Jason. Jason is going to leave the room, and you promise not to watch the screen, and you will not listen, and we are going to text him when to come back. Okay. So please leave,
Okay.
Jason, on your honor.
On my honor. Scout's honor. I'll be back.
Yes. Look for our text. Okay, and we need some suggestions from you. We need some annoying pet peeves. What are some things that people do that just really annoy you? Pet peeves. Put it in the chat. We need 3 of them. And then we're going to have Jason guess those 3 pet peeves. And every time he guesses the pet peeve, he will perform the pet peeve, and then I'll ring a little bell, and then we'll move on. Okay, so we need to have him guess. And our team here is going to work together to have him guess. Okay, chewing with your mouth open. Okay, everybody write that down. We can't put it in the chat because then he'll see it. Chewing with your mouth open. That's the first pet peeve. Cracking knuckles. Thank you, Crystal. Nose picking. Everybody see that? Okay, so write that down. Nose picking. Oh, these are good ones. And then I also need a workplace from you. Please put in the chat a workplace. Like a type of business or a specific business where coworkers would be. So it'd be chewing with your mouth open, cracking your knuckles, and nose picking, right? And then we just need a workplace from our audience. Any business or any type of business, maybe someplace that you visited recently. Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks. And you all work there, okay? You are all on the same side of the counter. Starbucks. Okay, we have our pet peeves, right? Okay, thank you, Alex. We are going to bring Jason back in, and then Tintin and I will disappear. Let me bring him back. Let's see. Okay, have fun, everybody.
John.
Oh, well, hello, you two.
All right,
John, you're kind of late.
It's good to be here.
You're late again. I mean, this is
like
3 months into your job, and you're already late almost every other day.
I mean, what can I say? I know I gotta watch and all, but sometimes I just don't check the time. I slept in again. That's okay. We're still cool, right? I mean, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to work hard today.
John, aside from your lateness, your multitude of latenesses, there's some things that you've been doing that's been kind of disturbing, especially towards the customers here.
Oh gosh, did we get some? We got some complaints. I feel like I'm doing just fine, doing what I'm doing right now.
Johnny boy, if you have the money.
Hey, Ted, thanks for joining us. We're finally having a little intervention here with John because it's been going on for a while.
Yeah. So Quincy, we've been telling John about his not so professional etiquette. I know he has the munchies, but you kind of keep it down. You gotta kind of.
I mean, what can I do? I just like to snack when I eat on the job.
Here's the issue. Yeah, that's fine. Here's the issue about that. If health and safety comes by and they see that, we're going to be in big trouble. And we already got 4 points under our name, so we can't really get a C at this point on our grades.
I mean, that's not like a HIPAA violation or anything, right? Or whatever kind of violation.
It's a food and safety violation. I have that.
I mean,
you guys want these Cheetos, by the way? I got some Cheetos.
No. That's fine. You can eat that on your break. It's fine.
Okay.
It's that thing that you're doing, right? And it's like people can see.
I just can't stop.
I mean, it's a little too much.
At least you don't pop bubbles. I'll tell you
need
that.
to break down the meal and digest. But can you first digest before you start jabbing off, or?
At least you don't pop bubbles with it.
I digest when I'm on the job. Isn't that I'm multitasking? Isn't that what you guys asked of me for the job? That's part of the job description, right?
It might sound a little rude, but I mean, it's kind of like the first thing we learn from our parents, right? When we're eating, right? They tell us not to do this, right? Isn't it?
You guys want grapes? I got grapes, by the way. Anybody?
John. Okay. At this point, if there's a corporate complaint and I have to literally come down here to this branch to talk to you about this, I mean, look at that.
It's noisy.
It's very annoying.
These grapes are really chewy, guys.
You know what? Eat your grapes. It's fine. I don't care about your grapes. But seriously, if you
keep the job before you start.
I just can't. I just chew. I just love. It's so chewy.
I know it is. I understand.
I can see your cavities, for God's sake.
I mean, am I like? What's wrong with that? Is it like I'm like chewing my mouth open or something, guys? Come on now.
Exactly.
Everybody does that. Okay, well,
And
whatever.
And John, we know you're a macho man and you want to show off your bravado, but why do you have to just make so much noise doing it? Grabbing you.
I actually got a complaint from one of the employees thinking you're harassing them. It looks like you want to fight them.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's cool. I got my vaccine. I can touch people again. That's right. It's okay, right?
Yeah, but it comes off as being threatening that you're doing it. Like you're constantly like touching your hands, and then you're doing that thing. It looks like you want to go and fight.
Like
exactly. Yeah.
I like to crack my knuckles all the time to kind of relieve the stress.
That's 3 points for HR.
Oh my god.
3 points for HR. Oh man, let's keep this on the down low, right, guys? I can't. My job's at stake here.
Those two habits are bad enough, but this one takes the cake. What are you, like a gorilla or something?
I don't know, man.
This is the one that I think grosses out the customers the most, actually.
There was a customer, John, that actually had this stuck to the outside of their cup. Now, how do you explain that yourself? Come on, John.
I mean, stuck to the outside of his cup. I mean, well, I actually don't really. I don't even remember. Did I do that? Did I?
I mean, John, you've been here a while. How green are you? You've been here a while. Okay, you should be a pro now. This is your 3rd month.
I mean, the customer team. What did he say? What was it? They were like, they picked it out and they were like, "Is this a boba?" And I'm like, "This is a Starbucks. We don't sell boba tea here." I mean, it's a little.
John, relax.
I mean, guys, is there a problem with me bringing my own drinks to the workplace? Is there a
That's
problem with that?
absolutely fine to do, John. That's absolutely fine to do. You can bring your drinks. You can bring anything you want.
It's about hygiene, John.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
It's about hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
It's about.
John,
what about hygiene? I'm a clean guy. I'm a pretty clean guy, if I don't say so myself.
Yes, we know you are.
Or walk out the other day.
But it's disgusting. I mean,
go to the restroom and do it.
You seem nasally. I know that. So maybe you have to clean it out once in a while. But
Yeah, maybe it's a congestion thing. I mean, have you thought about taking some medication for it? I don't know.
I guess it's allergy season, guys.
Yes,
I get
understand.
a lot of mucus in my brain, my up in here. What?
Yeah,
John, you guys gonna grill me for having a lot of mucus?
No,
it looks like you're trying to pick your brain.
Yeah, you're reaching in.
What are you guys even talking about, guys?
Oh, that's it.
I pick my nose from time to time. Who doesn't do that?
Yay! All right. Thank you guys so much. Tintin, can you bring me back on? Okay, Jason, the moment of truth. What were the 3 pet peeves?
Cracking my knuckles.
Yes.
Chewing with my mouth open.
Yes.
And picking my nose. Is that it?
Yes. Good job. Amazing.
Thank you.
Good job. Oh, sorry, my camera's off. Good job. That was great teamwork, everybody. So, that was Hidden Endowment. Now, the same 4 are going to play our next scene. It is called Interwoven Monologue. And sometimes what happens in life is we tell a story and they really don't seem to be interconnected with anybody else's. But in the end, because we're all human and we're part of a community, our stories sometimes bleed into one another. So that's what we're going to see. We're going to start with each actor telling a little monologue, and then we're going to see as the scene progresses how those inner stories will connect. Okay? What I need from you, please, is a location here in Los Angeles. A specific landmark, someplace that you like to go to when you have some free time, somewhere relaxing, somewhere you like to go with your family or your loved ones. Any place in Los Angeles that you look forward to visiting. And that is where our story will end up. Anywhere in Los Angeles, historic place, tourist attractions, Walt Disney Concert Hall. Okay, Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Thank you. So let us start with Heidi. Heidi, let's start with you, okay? Thank you.
So I think it was 2 years ago. I went to the Walt Disney Concert Hall for the first time, and it was around Christmas time. And so I'm not really into holidays, but my friend Jenny was like, she got tickets for her and me, and she told me to meet her there, and she didn't tell me what it was. She was just like, don't look it up or anything. It's it's a Christmas thing, and so and I was like, all right, cool, because I've never been to the Disney Concert Hall. It sounded really cool. So I went. I drove down there by myself.
So I finally have the courage to deal with the traffic to go to the LA Concert Hall. Yeah, that was a nightmare. The stories are true. So anyways, I decided to go for a show, and traffic is all backed up. But as I'm going by, I see an old friend of mine. Well, we used to be friends, but we had bad outings and ended up talking after. But eventually we end up getting into a bit of an argument outside of the concert hall. And security showed by, police showed by, everybody showed by. And the issue with that was that pretty much I had my tickets canceled. I had my friends' tickets canceled. And it was just a disaster. But to make it even better, the problem was honestly over an ex-girlfriend, that we both ended up dating. But, I tell him, hey, Bill, so why is it that you ended up dating her? Huh? What made you honestly so intrigued to just date her at the same time I'm dating her?
All right, guys. So listen, now I'm about to tell you guys a story. Well, first, let me tell you guys a little bit about what I do. It's a hobby. It's for fun. A friend and I, we do this thing where it's so weird. If you put on like a bright neon vest, you can get into any place you want. We go into baseball games for free. We get into NBA games for free. And this one weekend, we decided to get into the Walt Disney Hall for free. Just wearing some neon green vest. It was so easy. Let me tell you, security was so weak.
So, I'm supposed to meet my Tinder date at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. So I'm just kind of working my lines. What kind of lines should I use? I'm putting my Sunday best on, my polished Versace's, and which I bought at the hand-me-down store. But, then I looking around, I realize a lot of people that go on Tinder, they create this avatar that's far from the truth. They create this image. So I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to find this person? So I'm looking around, but I see these guys with the bright neon jackets just walking around, talking to each other. And then I'm like, well, maybe they're together. So that's not my thing. So I'm looking around, and I see some lady, and she's kind of looking like maybe she's interested or she's looking for someone. So then I kind of moseying along down.
So I get there and I go into the center and I'm looking for my friend, and there's like a bunch of people in the hallway, right? They're all trying to get into the concert hall. And I go and I'm like, so I see this guy in a neon vest. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, he must be one of the ushers or people who work here, right? So I go up to him, I'm like, hey, do you know what this concert is exactly? Like, I was invited here, and I don't know what the show is, but, so I was about to go to the box office, but I asked this guy, because he's got this bright neon thing on. So,
So I get into the Disney Concert Hall with my friend. Flawless entry. Nobody even stopped us, except for this one woman who just approaches. She's wearing a nice long black dress, and she just asked us, sir, do you know what kind of music is playing tonight? And we're like, I look at my friend, I'm like, oh no, dude, we got to come up with something. I'm like, I think they're doing like a rock and roll. You'll once you see who's on stage, you'll know exactly. You'll recognize them. Don't worry about it. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know if that's what even came out when I said it. I was just so I was getting kind of clammy at the time, to be honest.
So this guy, he says it's a rock and roll concert, but he doesn't seem really sure. And then I don't know. He looks a little nervous, to tell you the truth. So I'm like, I don't know if he's a reliable person to be asking. So I start just moseying on and looking for the, box office and find the appropriate person because I don't really trust this guy.
At this point, honestly, I paid $130 for those seats. I'm gonna get into that space no matter what. So at this point, when the scuffle ends, police leaves, they give us a warning to walk off. I go through the back. I jump the gate. I open the door. Don't even ask me. I had a credit card. I slid it through. I got in and I actually sneaked in all the way to the front. I saw some guy with some yellow vest. They looked like literally yellow flashlights. But I just skipped them around and I went all the way to the front. And it was.
And so I see her, woman in black. That must be Elvira, my Tinder date. So I just mosey along to her and I'm trying my best pickup line. I said, of all the curves, your smile is the best. And I think she likes it, just the way she smiles.
This guy comes up to me when I'm looking for the box office and he dropped the funniest pickup line I've ever heard in my life. He said, of all the curves he said, that he's seen, he said, my smile was the best. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it.
After that lady asked me, the question about what kind of music's being played, I get all clammy and I actually just walk. I just step away from the conversation and just don't even address her. I try to make my way towards the exit, towards the back, and then I see the door open. I'm like, oh no, it's like, just act normal. There's a guy coming in from the back. It could be security. I don't know. But he also looks kind of sketchy at the same time. I see him heading towards the front. And I actually get a little curious. So I actually follow him. He doesn't look at me. I follow him. And on my way past the center of the hall, I see the lady in the black again and some dude approaching her. And man, that was the corniest pickup line I've ever heard in my life.
And she loved it. I could tell. Just the way her eyes just glitter. So I was thinking, okay, I loved
it. I thought it was the best line ever. And he was cute. So, I was just chatting it up with him too. I couldn't help it. And
there are some people seriously in this audience that need to work on the pickup lines because that is just I've heard some of the corniest stuff out there. But anyways, as I'm walking down, I think I have an undercover guy, some plainclothes security guy. I don't know what he is, but he's like following me. And I'm just like starting to freak out because I think I forgot to close the door. Genius move. That's a rookie mistake. But as I start walking,
I just said, Elvira, I've been waiting for you all my life. Let's do it. Let's just get married. And that's what happened. And that's the way it happened.
That's the way it happened.
Now we're married.
And now you're married. Wow. What a great story about how you guys met. So, as you can see, individual stories sometimes have their way of weaving together, just like life. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Angel City Improv. Great, wonderful. Now I would like to introduce Juliana Stephanie Ojeda. She is our associate producer at Company of Angels for our next presentation. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, rest of the team. What a wonderful pickup line. That's how we won her over. We have a very special presentation today. Please stay tuned with us because after the presentation, we do actually have 2 gift cards to DoorDash to give away. We'll do a little short quiz, nothing major, but pay attention. As you may know, Company of Angels is housed at Legacy LA. And Legacy LA is a nonprofit organization that serves the community of Ramona Gardens, and a large portion of our community there are Spanish speakers. So this next portion of our evening will be in Spanish completely. We will have some slides up that have English on them, but this part is for the community that we love to serve and that we love to be a part of. And we have 3 folks joining us. I don't know if they are going to be joining us shortly. They are 3 of our members of the Legacy LA community, a part of our Comunidad Unidos. They are some of them, I believe, have even been a part of our Mujeres Poderosas. I might be incorrect in that. Yeah, let's have them come in. Tenemos, so this next part is in Spanish completely, folks. Pay attention because there will be a quiz. Hola mujeres, bienvenidos. Tenemos la presentación, estamos listos. Y Tintin, the slide 2, please. And you can take me out.
Sí, ese tuvo un chingo de volumen. Estuvo desde el 1 hasta.
Pueden empezar.
Ya empezamos entonces. Bueno, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Denise González y soy una trabajadora de Legacy LA y ahorita estamos trabajando con la comunidad para información referente a lo que es el COVID y pues promoviendo la vacuna, ¿verdad? Porque es muy importante en estos momentos tenerla todo.
Buenas noches a todos, mi nombre es Mercedes Arces, trabajo en conjunto con Legacy LA y soy una líder comunitaria. Le paso la voz a mi compañera Eva.
Hola, muy buenas noches, mi nombre es Eva García, yo vivo aquí en Boynton Heights y también soy una líder comunitaria y estamos aquí también para hablar sobre la importancia que es la vacuna de COVID. Gracias.
Para mí fue un honor participar en la obra de Mujeres Poderosas y el reflejo de mi comunidad en conjunto con Compañía of Los Ángeles. Ahora me tocó compartir información y más que nada concientizar a nuestra comunidad latina la importancia de no bajar la guardia. Sí, tenemos que seguir con los mismos protocolos. Usar mascarilla, lavarnos las manos, mantener nuestro distanciamiento social. Eso es vital para, no nada más para protección de nosotros, sino también de nuestras familias y de nuestra comunidad. Denise.
Denise, estás en mute.
Gracias por avisarme. Yo hablé y hablé como perico. Bueno, como les comentaba, yo voy a hablar referente a la vacuna. Pues como todos sabemos, ahorita estamos en el momento de que están poniendo las vacunas, ahora sí, a toda la comunidad a partir de los 16 años. Ustedes pueden meterse a la página web que dice myturn.cap.gov o pueden llamar al 833-422-4255. Espero que se escuche doble mi voz. ¿O soy yo?
¿Alguien está mirando el programa?
¿Ya se escucha mejor? Oh, sí, ahí está.
Okay.
Ok. Como les decía, para hacerse para solicitar un lugar donde vacunarse, pueden meterse a la página web que es myturn.cap.gov o pueden llamar al teléfono 833-422-4255. Ahí les pueden dar más información referente a dónde encontrar lugares para ponerse la vacuna del COVID. Como les comenté, hay 3 vacunas disponibles en este momento, que las de Pfizer, que esta se provee a personas mayores de 16 años y esta se administra en 2 dosis. Tiene 21 días aparte cada una. Luego está Moderna, que esa es solamente para las personas a partir de los 18 años y también se administra en 2 dosis, pero eso es con un periodo de dentro de 28 días cada vacuna. Y está la de Johnson Johnson, que solamente es una sola dosis, pero es en una sola dosis, como les comenté, no se necesita esta refrigeración. Los únicos efectos que pueden tener las personas es un poco de dolor en el brazo, un poco de mareo, un cansancio, como si fuera un resfriado, pero de ahí no pasa absolutamente nada. Recuerden que es muy importante para terminar con todo esto que estamos viviendo ahorita, Entre más pronto todas las personas obtengamos nuestra vacuna, más pronto saldremos de estos, pero sin olvidar que a pesar de que nos pongamos la vacuna, tenemos que seguir con los protocolos de usar nuestras mascarillas, usar agua y jabón. Si no lo tienen en el momento, tienen que usar su gel antibacterial y mantener los 6 pies de distancia. Muchas gracias. A continuación, nuestra compañera Eva.
Hola, pues yo los invito a que se vacunen, a que no hagan caso a los mitos, a los youtubers que andan diciendo que la vacuna viene para controlar no sé, el gobierno, que la vacuna viene por parte hecha por los ovnis y muchos mitos que trae que para lo que es la vacuna, y realmente la vacuna es para salvar nuestra vida, como es este caso que ha pasado desde que inició el COVID. Hay gente que esta enfermedad es rara, desde no sentir nada, llevarlos al borde de la muerte. En lo personal, he conocido mucha gente que ha quedado o se ha salvado de COVID, pero ha quedado a que alguien la ayude porque no puede ya hacer sus cosas por sí mismo, y eso es muy triste. Entonces, si queremos parar esto, si queremos que esto cambie y vuelva a la normalidad, vacunémonos porque es muy importante para nuestra salud y protegernos unos a los otros. Es importante vacunarnos para proteger a nuestros seres queridos y a toda la comunidad. Entonces, no hagan caso a los mitos, a los youtubers que dicen tantas cosas por solo tener su rating, pero aquí es nuestra salud la que cuenta. Yo los invito a que se vacunen, a que metan el gol poniéndose la vacuna.
Gracias, Eva, Denise, Mercedes, muchas gracias, mujeres. Vamos a, si se puede quedar, porque vamos a hacer pregunta. Y la primera pregunta, Denise,
¿Sí?
no para usted, pero ¿qué era? Oh, yo sé, the website. Si pueden preguntar, ajá.
Es myturn. Oh. Okay, me confundí, perdón.
Sí, está bien, pero ese es el website, pero también dijiste otra manera de hacer. No, ese es el answer, ese es el...
Okay.
Okay.
Es el quiz. Okay.
Ese es el quiz, sí. Yo no sé,
Okay.
yo no sé qué es el answer, pero pueden ir to get your vaccine, what is appointment, ¿verdad? Para el vaccine es my turn. ¿Cómo es?
myturn.ca.gov.
Y hay otra manera que pueden ser cita para su vacuna. So you can go to myturn.gov to make your appointment for your vaccine. But Denise also mentioned one other way you can do your vaccine appointment. Hay otra manera que pueden ser su cita para la vacuna, ¿sí? ¿Verdad? Es verdad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sí.
Yo no sé qué Tintin, if anyone is typing, there's one other way you can get an appointment, and Denise shared that. You can go online, or you can, para hacer su cita, para su vacuna, pueden ir en el website My Turn, o pueden, I don't know if we have anyone typing. No one is typing? No one? Do we have people in the audience? Okay. I'll save that one. My second question for we have 2 DoorDash giveaways, is what is the name of the women that just, the 3 names of the 3 names of the women that presented. Who presented today for us? One of the names of someone that presented today. Todavía estamos esperando a ver si alguien
O una más fácil, alguien que diga el nombre de las 3 vacunas que están ahorita.
Yes. Okay, what are the name of the 3 vaccines that are currently available? What are the names of the 3 vaccines that are currently available? ¿Qué es el nombre de las 3 vacunas que tenemos ahorita? And at this, we'll take if 2 people answer, we'll give. Oh yes, that's right. There's a delay. You know what? RSD Joe. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. And then for the final one, first person to comment that they're fully vaccinated and that it would like that have or are going to. Oh wait, we got 2 people there. Okay, no, tenemos 2. Yay! Okay, yes, those are the 3 vaccines. Gracias, Denise. Gracias, Mercedes. Gracias, Eva. Yo ya los 2 vacunas. Yo ya tengo las 2 vacunas. Estoy lista para el verano. Para estar sin máscara afuera.
Oh, no.
Todavía no, debemos usar nuestras mascarillas.
Ay, ok.
No,
Still
a pesar de ponernos las vacunas, sí, así es. A pesar de ponernos la vacuna, tenemos que seguir con los protocolos de usar mascarilla, mantener distancia y lavar las manos o usar gel.
Y use your mask and wash your hands. ¿Sí, Eva? ¿Y qué?
El hecho de tener la vacuna es una forma de protegernos, ¿verdad? Para que, no porque no nos va a dar COVID, claro que te puede dar el COVID ya teniendo la vacuna, pero no con la fuerza de llevarte al hospital, sino para como una gripita ligera. Y sé que se puede uno quitar la mascarilla cuando estés con personas que ya se vacunaron y que, si me entiende, que la tengan la vacuna. Pero no puede quitársela al público porque usted no sabe si la persona que no conoce se ha vacunado. Entonces, si usted conoce a personas, si es en la familia. Si es
the
algo,
important thing that Eva said, the vaccine is to protect us, to protect our community. It's not going to completely keep you from getting COVID, but it'll keep you out of the hospital. It'll keep you alive. It'll keep you here with us. It'll keep us together as a community. Juntos en comunidad, unidos, comunidad, unidos. Gracias, gracias.
Yo creo que debemos hacer esto por el bien de todos.
y vamos a tener el video a mandarlos a todos a mirar. I am practicing my Spanish, you guys. Gracias, Denise, Mercedes. Y Eva, tan muy amables, gracias.
Gracias.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay, that was wonderful. So informational. Thank you, Denise, Eva, and Mercedes. I wanted to answer for that gift card. I was like, I must resist.
I please, if you are the RSD Joe and Amelia, please email Juliana at companyofangels.org.
You'll get a DoorDash.
You'll get a DoorDash.
And a lesson in Spanish.
Yes.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tintin.
Oh, company.
Armando. Sis is vaxxed. Sis is drinking her water. Sis is practicing her Spanish. Sis is me. Sis is fantastic. You.
So there you go. Thank you, Tintin, for the correction. I feel, there's a term for us Latinos who speak Spanish a little.
Pocha.
Pocha.
Hola. Mucho gusta. Mucho gusto.
Hey, that's cool. Anything you want to say, Corrine?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It was community focused tonight. We focused on the AAPI community, and we talked about so many different health issues, vaccination, the importance of testing. We also gave resources for Stop AAPI Hate, and we had our support from the Asian Youth Center. And hate is a virus, so thank you all for your support. Would you like to say anything, Louis?
I just want to thank everybody for attending, but don't stop watching us. particularly this Saturday, May 1st, for our East Side Noir presentation. It's a co-partnership with Improv Theater, and it's just a new way to present theater and it's improvisation, and here it is coming up on Saturday, May 1st at 8:15 p.m. and it's free. And I can guarantee it's going to be really exciting because both of these lovely people here, Juliana and Karina, will be a part of it. So please do join us for that.
I love when people email me right away when I say to email me. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis, for bringing that up because I left that out in the beginning, didn't I? It's a brain fart.
Just a more reason to bring it up now.
We got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on.
Because I'm a pocho.
Thank you. And with that, we will say good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again. Bye-bye.
See you on Saturday.